So the moment has come, and I ordered. Well, fucking ordered the right part, and somehow they ran out of the one part, and they sent me another one of these. I was pissed, but he gave me a refund. So now I've got an extra little spacer on there, a shim if I want it. But regardless, I had to find somebody else on eBay that had the part that I needed, and they had this. This is what's already in there. This is the spindle in there that's running all the time. I think this is a very intriguing system, the ratcheted gear, because it rolls off like that, but when you get it engaged and this pin is in the stay, it'll turn it, but I don't think it ever backs off. It'll come loose. It's just, I don't know, that's just how it works. So this here is what I needed, and it's only a little bit buggered, but apparently it still works. And so if I get lots of light on here, I should be able to get this on here just like so. And that's it. That right there should be right where the thing stays on it. Maybe I'll clean this a little bit, but we'll just go shoop right like that. I don't think I need to put another clip on it because I have my book. I believe I have the page marked. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I should. Maybe I don't. There it is. Because it goes, that gear is already on there, that's in it. As you see with this one, it has a circlip in it, and it's got that. That's how that ratcheted gear is already in place on my bike. That's all that, and it's in there. I'd have to split apart the case, I guess, to get that back out. But I'm adding this, and I'm just putting that on it, and I made that washer, and I have a circlip that should work for that because it held on the other idle gear the last time I put it on. So I'm going to clean up some bolts and start putting it together. Alright, I put the ratcheted gear on like you saw, and I need to get oil around this, but there's just slightly a little bit. The spring is positioned exactly below it, and slide that puppy on there. I did check the diagram, and there's nothing else that goes behind it, and if you watch this, if you push left, it pushes out on it. I think that's how it's supposed to work. Because now, if I try to turn right, it's really tight, and that means it's grabbing this. So I'm just going to line up the screws, send it home. I hope it's sticking out enough, actually. I feel like I don't remember how much that gear was showing.
The nation's first statewide registry
Be
for
careful with
rentals
these.
to prevent homes from being developed as full-time
Not
rental
line up quite
properties.
right.
Massachusetts law requires all homeowners to register rentals with the state and to have insurance. It also imposes state taxes on rentals.
Said to get the angle
The
right.
governor hailed the law as a way to keep private homes from being run as de facto hotels, but Airbnb spokesman Andrew Cowick says the measure is unnecessarily onerous. The ulterior motive, he says, of hotels now competing with Airbnb.
They would love nothing more than to create a disincentive for people to share their homes. Their goal is to erect barriers in the path of would-be home sharers.
Cowick says Airbnb will work to amend the law, but no word yet on whether the company may sue. Airbnb is already challenging similar local laws, including in Boston. Tovia Smith, NPR News, Boston.
Stocks on Wall Street ended the final trading day of the year on a positive note.
Yeah, by the way,
Industrial
it
average
was
up
pretty
265
damn
points.
impossible
The
to get
Nasdaq rose 50,
that
the
one
S&P
out
gained 21.
unless you get something really weird without
NPR
taking out the
News.
clutch. I hate having
In
to
her
do
New
extra
Year's
shit,
address,
but
German Chancellor Angela Merkel
you know,
encouraged Germans to work
that's how it
together
goes.
and with other countries to tackle global challenges. NPR Soraya Sahardi Nelson reports Merkel also spoke about the difficulties she's faced this year.
Angela
forgot they
Merkel's
had to
government
loosen
nearly
this.
collapsed
Oh my God.
twice. And
I
German
got so
voters
much
took their
stuff to do
frustrations
before
out
this
on her
thing gets
Christian
finished.
Conservative Party, which lost hundreds of thousands of votes during regional elections this year. But Merkel denied the political travails were the reason for her deciding to not run again in 2021. She says she's long felt 13 years at the helm was reason enough to step down, and that democracy thrives on change. Merkel adds that with Germany being on the UN Security Council for the next 2 years,
Okay.
her country will focus on finding global solutions to
See?
many serious challenges facing the world.
Oh no, it actually does something. Oh my God. I was so pissed the first time I tried moving it. I was like, what the fuck's going on? What's wrong? I gotta be sure what I'm doing now. I believe the next step is to get this Mr. Clutch in there. Just had it covered, protect it, even though there's like this horrible rusty fuckety mess. I'm just hoping that over some time and the oil and everything, it's just gonna, you know, if I tried to clean it up, you'd probably just get shit inside it, you know. I'm sure this clutch is gonna work fine. I'm pretty confident.
Support for NPR comes from NPR stations.
Yeah.
Other contributors include the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and the estate
bit.
of Joan
I know there's a
whose bequest serves as an
sleeve in
enduring
there.
investment in the future
The
of
sleeve in there that might not line up
and
too
the
well.
John
A
B.
washer.
and Catherine T. MacArthur
I gotta be careful
Foundation
about that.
at mapfound.org.
See how this goes. Oh look, it just happened to line up. Oh yeah. Ooh. One thing I just realized. I know this is gonna work, so. Oh, fuck, come on. Okay. Now that I know that that lines up like perfectly, before I get that on, I realized it was gonna block off this area. This I don't know about this gasket. I mean, I think I'm going to use the gasket maker and remake this half and then just have it use it to seal this part. So I got to clean this first. So give me a few minutes and I'll clean that up and then we'll get going to slam this thing in. Alright. All I did was just go around with some acetone and clean that up. I had another breakdown here. I just pulled it apart because I'm going to squeeze some ATV. What is it, ATV? RTV sealant.
So, to summarize, by Clinton, Obama...
Since I have this off, I'm such a retard. I'm going to put that gear on. Let's check out my washer.
17 months later, he was the president-elect.
Russia has arrested an American on spying charges. The FSB, the Russian Security Service, put out a short statement saying a man named Paul Whelan had been caught on Friday, quote, during an espionage operation. No other details. Here in Washington, the State Department also put out a short statement saying essentially they are aware of the arrest. Reporter Charles Maines is in Moscow.
How much of that washer's going to be showing? This is the thing, is with this right here, there's I don't even know if I got my camera close enough.
Everything we know about the survey.
Well, I gotta say, your lead probably laid out what we do know. As you noted, his name, according
There's
to
some
FSB,
slack on this.
He was caught spying,
It goes in, it goes
by
out.
Russian FSB.
I think you just want to be able to keep it tight.
Espionage charges
So that's why I made this washer.
20 years in prison.
It's something like
From the State Department,
16,
Security
almost
Service
16 millimeters.
Department,
It's probably
that
16
confirmed
millimeters.
about the arrest of an American
but
citizen, but
I got it to just be
access to this American citizen.
big enough
But that's about what
to
we know
go
so far. That's
The name Paul Whelan,
around
has that
there.
ever crossed the radar before? Do we know anything about him or
gotta
where
get
he's
it
been held?
to stick out enough so that I
we
can
don't even know that he's
pull
for
the,
example, on the embassy staff here yet. It's worth pointing out that the identity was provided
so
by
I
the
can
FSB
still
in
see
Cyrillic lettering,
where that
and then
clip ring is going
translated
to
back
go.
into English. So we can't even say for sure A, that it's Paul Whelan. No one from the U.S. side is confirming that. And B, we don't know even whether the
I don't really know, man.
his name is correct. So there are a lot of questions here.
One thing
Right
we do
there.
know is this comes days after Maria
So
Butina, a
finicky.
Russian national,
If you just
pleaded guilty to conspiring to act as a Russian agent here in the U.S. Might these cases be related?
Well, the timing is certainly interesting, and there's certainly
No.
people here in Moscow who are speculating
I
this
got
might be
just
some
enough
kind
of a
related
gap.
event.
Like
I think to
it's
slip
like
that
you arrested one of ours, we'll
circlip
arrest one
in
of
there.
Exactly, but it's worth pointing out that Mr. is admitted to being a foreign agent.
Put the light on.
Nothing espionage per se.
Oh, and my GoPro, or my light died. So that little bit in there is enough to get all these little, where's the good one? I had a couple of them. I tried before I made the washer, I was putting 2 of these bigger circlips on, and now I got these little ones, and that's got to get into there. It's almost too thick, but I'm pretty sure I can squeeze it in. Give me a minute, I got to get my pliers ready. Alright, my batteries went dead, I just couldn't hit the button right. I don't think it makes much of a difference. But I got my circlip tool, I just ordered it. It's one of those ones where you can flip it, and you just change it to make it a pull open prong one. And the only thing I can hope for is that it actually fits inside the holes. It's tight. Oh my gosh. I might have to... Oh man. Yeah. You know what? The little tits on this thing are too big. I immediately have to modify this because the fucking circlip won't fit. That's bullshit. That's fucked up. Okay, so I hit the first snag. Oh my god. Alright, let me back at this. Ugh. Once again, nothing is ever fucking easy. I filed them down and got them just nicely snugged in there. And I had to like, actually, I guess the hole size was a little bit different on one of these. These are probably cheap ones, they're like made in China or something like that. So now, I can only hope that these fucking pliers will fit. Son of a bitch. What I might need is just a little bit of a push from a screwdriver to line that gap so it can fall in there just a little bit.
I read that and thought, hello, Google,
That's not
hello,
going to happen.
Facebook. I mean, it does make you wonder, should we have been better prepared if people were imagining this all those years ago?
Because you know, you never want to fathom if this little clip were to fall off inside of there, you'd be really pissed. Really fucking pissed. Of course, now I can't see.
And he says, well, we will be able to do these things by 2018. The question is whether we should do those things. And then he kind of leaves that hanging there. I mean, he thought a lot about what he called the tension between knowledge and privacy, which that's the trap, that's like the finger trap that we're all caught in right now. So it's really good to think about.
Oh, it'll really work good.
And then it's maddening
You don't want to...
that conversation didn't go where maybe it might have gone.
Too much. Yep. Alright, that might be it. It doesn't wiggle. It still moves. I don't think this fucking clip is going to go anywhere. I feel like that fucking bitch is just going to keep on spinning. It's just in there. This is about where I had it before. See how it just falls into the groove? It's
political division. And in fact, we, from our vantage, see them as contributing to so many of those problems. But I guess that's the chastening reason to read.
yeah, it's in there. See, it's bending, but it's staying right where I want it. So I think that's about as good as I can get. Like I said, it's snug. I don't think there's ever going to be a force on it that's going to like push the gear off. Yeah, just shouldn't move like that. So that's that. I guess the next step is see what the kicker feels like when it's on there. Give me a Alright, now the last time I did this, this here has to go up and butt right up into the little. It's weird. When it said it in the diagram, it was like I don't get it. So you have to start from here, kinda. I think I could do this. This may be where I fuck my shit up.
You're listening to All Things
Or that.
from NPR News.
There's probably a better way of doing this.
Democratic Republic of Congo are on edge today.
I can't remember why it was so much easier the last time I did it.
Restricted internet access in some parts of the DRC.
It's not over enough. Okay, so what I did last time was I got it in. The spring has a lot of slack in it.
NPR's Ophelia Cust-Arcton reports from the capital, Kinshasa.
It's in. You can push this spring up, and it will go on there nicely. Wow, that is fucking engaged. Give me a second to find my kicker. This is my kicker. I bought it special because it extends out instead of going straight. It's supposedly designed for just putting on here. It's got a 19 millimeter spindle on it, and I'm gonna have to put it like way far out on the spindle because it's still got really close to hitting the brake lever. They were saying like, oh, if you got one of some of the models have foot pegs that are mounted like right here, and then that would have been the issue. But I feel like the brake lever is still the issue. But I think if I got it out this far, then it would work. So I gotta keep in mind, if I move these gears, is it gonna fuck something up? It'll probably be fine. Alright, so it's on there. Let's see. Oh, look, it's moving.
After he voted, another opposition frontrunner, Felix Tshisekedi, accused the authorities of deliberately organizing a chaotic election to trigger a court challenge which would allow Kabila to prolong his caretaker leadership. Nonsense, says Kikaya bin Karubi,
Yeah.
spokesman for the campaign of Kabila's preferred successor, Emmanuel Ramazani Shadari.
Well, the conspiracy
Spring's not very strong though.
applied in
We agree
that there were situations where
I'm not really too worried about that because I think that
these problems
when
are not in a nature
these
of
things like,
changing
yeah, see, look, this still comes down here and hits right there. So oh, it's because I didn't get it on there tight. So right there it would just barely fucking miss it. So anyway, I think I have something good going on here, and I can move on to putting the clutch on. I can finally, unless I want to squeeze in this stuff. Alright, I'm gonna, just because I have this weird breakdown in here, I'm not crazy worried about oil leaking out. I don't even care if I have to take it back off again, but I'm gonna squeeze some RTV in there just before I get that clutch on and I can't get to it. And by the way, don't forget that there's some of the, what do they call these, It's not a shim. Fuck. Dowels. There's a dowel there. There's another dowel over there. That one came out. Don't forget your dowels whenever you do that. I have to attach the whole clutch first, so but I just want to get the RTV in there before I lose sight of it. So I realize I'm working here and it's friggin' New Year's Eve.
You've got all these buildings here. Where's the house that you own? This is an
And,
aerial photograph of one of the buildings, I assume?
got my coffee, my apricot seeds in it.
Tax returns, detail.
I realize everybody's probably thinking, how come this guy's not partying and drinking a fucking beer? Well, I don't want to get personal on these videos because I feel like not everybody's going to be listening to me bullshitting. But I'm a recovered alcoholic, I'll admit it, and I've been sober now for about 4 years, a little over 4 years now, I think, and yeah, I won't drink, hopefully never again, as long as God keeps bringing me bikes to work on, because I think things like this keep me sober. No matter how mad I get at it, because I fucking can't get shit back on. Come on, damn it. Arrgh. Take it back off, put it back on.
It's just wholly untrue.
But yeah,
There's more to the story.
there's my story.
Donald Trump got more from his father than is previously known.
Yeah, from the documents we gathered, we were able to unearth details about Donald Trump's wealth that he has.
The optimum way to do it, and that's what it says in the manual. Or you can shove a block of wood in your back wheel, because when I was undoing it, it was gonna want to go backwards because I was turning it counterclockwise. But I'm gonna be tightening it on, so it's gonna go forward just like it was moving. And so I got this here blocking the wheel. It's hitting the spring on the other side. And it's hitting the, probably not so good to hit the brake mount right there, but it's, you know, it's not that much force. And I'm going to check my manual really quick just to make sure that I grabbed all my parts on the right and the clutch is going to go on the right way. So I was looking in to the uninstall instructions, and it said to straighten out the locking tab on the clutch nut and remove the clutch with an impact driver. Remove the lock washer and spring washer. That might have been those other things. But the way I look at this is the way the basket goes together. And there's the washer, then this, and I think I had them sitting on the floor like that, but I had it left over there and I forgot it, and then the nut goes on it. So I did forget something. That was pretty slick of me. So I'm supposed to put this going this way, which looks pretty right. There doesn't seem to be any certain direction on this. Sometimes they're, you know, like on the CX500, there's only one way it's supposed to go. That seems right, doesn't it? Because now you got something you can grab it with. And then that goes on. Oh, excuse me. Now it does say in there, on, see how it's turning? It'll just keep turning. Yeah. Nothing's gonna stop that from turning until it engages and tightens those down enough. So, I was wrong about chucking the wheel. I could probably do it with the impact and it'll just spin it a little bit. But in here it says to install a new lock washer, make sure the locking tabs, blah blah blah, and the lock washer are inserted into the slots and the pressure plate. Push the lock washer out of the way and install the clutch nut and tighten to whatever. I said to do this. Install the pressure plate number 2, which was, you know, whatever, that part in the front. In the clutch box assembly, install one spring and bolt, only finger tight, to hold this assembly together for installation.
That means if Fred Trump passed away and is worth $1 billion, 55% of all of that goes to Uncle Sam.
It doesn't say install spring washer with the dome shape facing out towards. So I think that one right there is supposed to be what holds the clutch together for installation, because it doesn't say to do anything else. Let me just read again. I was correct. It goes washer, then the little tab spring, then the nut, and I'm just tightening in one of these. We're gonna see what that does to the basket. Look, it's tightening up the discs there just a little bit. I feel like I should do 2 of them though, because I know it said 1, but just looking at it, I don't like how it's putting pressure on one side more than the other. And I think when Andy on Andy's motorcycle sessions was putting it together, he might have used 2 on there also, or at least he did 2 when he was cracking the nut. They said just to do it finger tight, so I'm not gonna use the wrench on it. And after I do that, oh yeah, I can see those clutch plates. Oh man, that rust on there pisses me off.
I mean, we're pretty much where we have been, you know, since the shutdown started. The President Trump wants one thing, the Democrats want something else.
Alright, so that gives you the idea that now, yep, doesn't want to move now, yay, but I guess now it would engage the main shaft, and it probably would move the wheel. No, it didn't. Either way, I'm going to tighten that shit down with my ratchet in a minute. I gotta go eat some chicken. Alright, so to be on the safe side, I think I'm going to not use this crazy friggin' thing. I measured it, it's 27, or at least the 27 seems to work. It's a little sloppy. I think 26 was too small. I measured it with the micrometer when I had it off. I'm just going to use my breaker bar just to tighten it on. I don't know what 51 foot-pounds per square inch feels like, but I'm pretty sure it's nicer than going crazy with the torque. Oh! Well, it is moving.
Absolutely. And can you include some of those really, like, rumbly left-hand chords
Alright.
going on there?
That might be it. I don't think that,
I think the great thing about piano is that you can create this rhythmic momentum, and it
actually moving the
propels
wheel?
you. It's like a drum.
it did not move the wheel.
But you also have tones. So what I'm doing in my left hand is really creating the rhythm section effect of having a bass and a drum and maybe even a Barry sax down there.
I don't think that's gonna go anywhere. I just don't have a friggin' torque wrench big enough. That's my excuse. I ain't like that. So, I'll take these back off. Try to be a little bit even about it. I got my torque wrench. I put it at 8 because halves don't really work out so good.
Boogie, a composition inspired by Chopin.
Crisscross pattern.
A few originals. It's a terrific album.
Has it started to get tight yet?
So much.
But was very excited about one day at a jam session. I hear the band playing
Okay,
the song.
so because I don't trust my torque wrench,
That's what I'm trying to do.
I'm gonna
What song is
just make sure they got an extra little bit of oomph on them.
Ask him, what song are you playing?
Wrong way.
He's like, yeah, this is Evidence by Thelonious Monk.
Now they probably won't come out. That was just like an 1/8 or something like that turn.
And I'm like, oh wow, who wrote that? He's like,
And
I hadn't heard it before at the time.
this bearing here,
Then go and
slap a little
get
bit
the
of
record.
oil on it.
You know, it's amazing. I started listening to it, and I had heard about Monk. They've been telling me about Monk.
A little bit of oil on those gears.
I ever learned.
There should be oil on them, I think, when the because the bottom will be filled up with oil. But I gotta hurry up and get the damn
Wow.
damn
This is the power of
stuff
music
on.
and why I think
Is it getting sticky?
everything is everything. Well
It's still sticky.
connected.
Okay, I'm still good.
This
So while I was dicking around, I forgot to clean the bolts and put anti-seize lubricant on them. So oil has gotten to leak a little bit down here. I wanted to fix that because that's not good. Right along the bottom would probably be the worst part for it to do it. So I got that cleaned. And now I gotta go the rest of the way around. I think I might put some extra stuff on that just because. I'll just go ahead and say it.
A Pittsburgh rabbi says
Alright.
he's experienced anti-Semitism his whole life. And then in
Okay,
October,
I'm
he
gonna
killed 11 people
put
inside
my
the synagogue. Many felt
cat back on. Finish it later. Grab that cover. The gas line stay out of the way.
Rabbi
Everything's
Jeffrey
good.
Myers
Called Hollywood Africans, on which he plays Boogie Woogie,
There's my new
a composition inspired by
side
Chopin,
cover.
a couple of standards,
I
several
put
originals.
crinkle
It's so
coat.
wonderful.
Wrinkle coat. Nice wrinkle.
So I want to move
Wrinkle
on
coat
to your work
on
on
it.
The Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
I believe I'm
You're the
pretty sure I'm
band
supposed
leader,
to
music director,
put this in
you
here
lead your band, Stay Human,
first.
on the show.
So that's what I'm
And you
doing.
write the theme for the show. So,
Hooking it up.
what were some of the challenges
Hooking
of
it
writing
up.
the theme that were different from
And that
anything else
tab,
you've
yeah, I
done
was just
before?
totally supposed to bend it over.
I wanted to. Like the song of mine that he said he liked the
Okay.
riff from, or he
Lined
was
up.
the one that was super in your face because it's primetime late night television, and he shot down both of those and said, I like the
Oop.
fact it was Tom.
You almost
Purcell,
forgot?
one of the executive producers on
The
show.
dowel.
It's definitely
Ah. That would have been
That's the
fucked
name
up.
of the actual theme.
I forgot that.
That's the name of the theme. And I remember writing it. I was just sitting on my bed, and it just came to me. I was just sitting there. I was like, I always love.
For golden showers.
It's all in the moment. It's the improvisation, and then things become routine. You want to have some stuff in your trunk, and I really, really have improvised to find a lot of that.
see if it bottoms out. Yep, okay. So it's official. The 3 long bolts that you had, 2 of them go here and 1 go there. The rest of them are all little shorties. I think this one right here is a clamp also, so I'm just putting the clamp through it. Clip. Clippity clip. There's oil all over my foot. You know what? I don't even think I'm going to put the foot peg back on. Because the next thing I do after I get this bastard fired up is to take it apart and paint the fucking frame, clean off the motor. I'm gonna try to do this like spot painting thing. I've done little bits before, because you know, I'm just one guy, and it's pretty fucking difficult for me to fathom taking out the motor. I really want to do everything I can to avoid that, because it's not even that dirty. Like if I don't have to split the case, then I'm feeling like I'm doing pretty good. Isn't a bolt down there? There's just 2 more. 13 bolts. And I'm not even going to tighten these like hardly at all, because there was so much gasket maker that needs to be sealed down at this bottom side. I really just need to make sure that it's touching. I don't need it to be tight at all, because I'm gonna have to squeeze that shit out. And I see some shit squeezing out. Of course I can't see what's going on down there because the frame's in the way. Boy, where's my wrench? Oh, crap.
Square, too corny, too sentimental, a song beyond redemption, but that you love. So, is there a song like that comes to mind that you would like to redeem for us?
Well, I love Happy You Know It. I really like that
Happy
song.
You Know It.
I like what
Children's
it
song that you're
represents.
talking about?
Yes.
You happy and you know
If
it?
you happy, you know it, clap those hands.
This guy
It's
is almost
something
too
that
happy-go-lucky.
I like about
Happy
these kind of melodies, these kind of nursery rhymes, the children's melodies that are just so coherent, and they have a almost like it's that question and answer thing that I just love in music that we were talking about earlier with Thelonious Monk. Of course, Monk is much more complex, but it's at the root of it, it's the same thing, which is why I think children can respond to it in such an intuitive way. This kind of and then
If you're happy and you're not pooping your hands.
now you put a bass line on it and some different harmonies on it.
Okay.
You can get a vibe like
So,
that.
unclip this bastard here. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So, you can see the RTV is just barely starting to get squeezed out. There might even be a gap right there. But what I want to have happen is that when I do the final tighten, that's when it like is already in there tight. And I don't know, I might not have put enough down here. Oh, and this right here, it needs to come out because that right there is crooked. Son of a bitch. That one's okay. That one's fucked up. That one right there just scratched my paint. Fuck. Alright. So I'm going to put the clutch cable on. There's an oil seal that you just press. You just press into there. That's all the oil seal is. I know it literally goes in this side because I could see the ring where it was around the thing. So yeah, that's about as far as I'm gonna go with this video. And my hat probably looks really stupid. I'm going to wait to try to start it. I'm probably gonna move the crank, make sure that nothing weird happens with this when I do the crank, and obviously make sure it's in neutral, and then play around with the kick, see what happens with the kick when I do that, see if it moves anything, after I tighten down the bolts, of course. I don't even need to hook up the clutch. I'm not fucking using that. I'll just leave it hanging there. Take the block out. Clean up some nasty ass bolt. And oh yeah. Oil. The guys said I should probably use some 530 weight since it's been so fucking cold. So, and it's conventional. No synthetic, because that might have been what made my starter clutch kind of fucking go. So, yeah, then it's probably really dirty too. Until next time. Okay, I lied. I want to show you one last little thing that makes me happy. The spring didn't want to quite do an awesome return, but check it out. And it catches. It takes it back. So, I think this just might work. Now I'm going. And one little tip, because I tried to get the clutch cable on and I realized that the lever was so hard to move up after I already had the side cover on. I put a nut on that and just ever so slightly lifted up on it, and then I could slide it in. So you don't want to crack it, because I mean, I know that that's like a special adjustment. That's why it's got the Phillips head in it that's all gnarled up, because fuckers have been adjusting it like that. There's probably better ways of adjusting your clutch, but I know they're like that on the KZ, and it's probably why it's like that on the Yamaha. But yeah, pull that up so you can get that on, otherwise you might be freaking out, right? Yeah, alright.